Hello everyone, my name is Yusba. Today I'd like to talk about 43 bizarre facts about Nintendo.
Did you know Nintendo has been around since 1889, like literally the time of the Ottoman Empire?
Did you know Nintendo has been around since 1889? Like literally the time of the Ottoman Empire. Like they have an official accessory that's a 1-to-1 of a revolver. And now until Mario came out along, Nintendo's mascot was meant to be Disco.
Lots of early games in Japan, but as soon as Nintendo saw people's reaction to Mario, he was very quickly buried, but has shown up in a lot of places as an Easter egg, including the surprisingly awesome Mario Bros. Movie. You think you know Nintendo, right? You think they're just this normal gaming company who made a couple of consoles. Well, there are 14 more facts that you didn't know that will So what was Nintendo doing all the way back in 1889? That's for sure. This company actually started out
they make out Hanafuda.
It became really popular really quickly because the government had recently outlawed
which became really popular quickly because the government recently outlawed most mobile phones like gambling, but Nintendo Hanafuda.
had recently outlawed most forms of gambling, but
Nintendo's Hanafuda managed to loophole their way around. And so, if you ever wonder what Nintendo actually means, it can either be translated to "leave luck to heaven," a reference to gambling, or more literally, the temple of free Hanafuda. Really emphasizing the fact that Nintendo's Hanafuda were allowed. Something crazy happened. The president of Nintendo at the time, while visiting one of the company's Hanafuda factories, spotted this extending arm-like toy. Had been made by one of the maintenance workers, Gunpei Yoko, just for a bit for fun. But the president loved it, and sensing Nintendo was starting to reach its limits, so he ordered Yoko to actually develop this toy into a real Nintendo product just in time for the Christmas rush. So he did, and ended up being called the Ultra Hand.
Pivoting Nintendo from a card company to a
Nintendo from a card company to a toy company.
And this guy
Gunpei came from regular maintenance guy to basically chief inventor. That turned out to be a pretty good decision, since he's the man who later down the line ended up creating Nintendo's first ever handheld game console, the Game & Watch, and the Game Boy. He's also one who's responsible for the entire way that Nintendo operates. You know how people always complain that compared to PlayStation and Xbox, Nintendo's constantly behind in terms of tech. They never use the latest components. Well, this was Gunpei Yoko's entire design philosophy, but he called lateral thinking. Lateral thinking with their technology. The idea was that people don't need cutting-edge tech to have fun. To do out-of-the-box thinking, and if you can do that, you can have the same levels of success with far less cost. And now you're looking forward to it. I apologize if I ruined Nintendo for you. You'll see traces of this vision across every one of their products. That's why Nintendo's first Game Watch used the same separate LCD display. The Switch uses
released with a chipset that was
released with a chipset that's 2 years old, even when it launched.
Not really. Is the Switch still my
most played console by far? This guy,
Nintendo's success over the years, that Nintendo later decided
that Nintendo later decided